This was the last movie released in the 80s, apparently.
Really?
Which really put a button on that decade, fucking movie.
Those of you who follow me on Letterboxd will know my thoughts on this movie because I reviewed it. Can I read you what I reviewed
it? Please.
I had seen this before years ago.
I had seen it, I watched it during COVID. I was just watching everything, and I watched this and Tequila Sunrise.
All right, so here's my review for Tango and Cash.
Okay.
Manages to hit every single awful buddy cop trope. Sitcom-level one-liners to punctuate every action scene. Angry police chiefs, over-the-top villains, whose gun is bigger penis metaphor jokes, slow-motion running from explosions, car chases, bad disguises, cheesy puns, high fives, and most importantly, two lead characters who hate each other at the start but learn to set aside their differences to work together. In other words, this movie is fucking awesome and way more fun than it has any right to be.
You caught me for a lift there.
I fucking had so much fun with this movie.
It's a fun movie.
It's ridiculous.
It's bad.
It's
fun.
I had a blast with this.
I know I was thinking about everyone bitches about the Joss Whedon Marvel quip fests. Hey, everyone's quipping. This was actually driving me nuts in the movie. Every fucking line with these two is a quip.
I don't care.
A quipperoo. You didn't care?
I don't care. The only thing I don't like is Stallone. Stallone
He's
is awful.
Why is he so bad in this?
He is terrible in this movie.
Why?
Enough where it's enjoyable. It's like so bad it's good.
It's a fun movie.
Him and those fucking glasses, man.
I think it looks. They're his glasses.
I know, but it's like it doesn't work for the character. It's so stupid. And then you read behind the scenes of this movie.
Disaster.
Dude, it's a fucking miracle that it's nearly coherent.
By the way, there's one movie, the original director, Andrei Konchalovsky, I think I said that right.
Yeah.
He did a movie I've always wanted to see. We should probably talk about on the show at some point. That's Runaway Train with John Voight and Eric Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard it's fucking awesome.
Dude, I'm so like, I don't care. I need, this was so... I don't know, the first time I saw this movie...
Of course, our old friend John Peters produced this.
John Peters produced this. It had like 4 directors.
Yeah.
And then, do you hear Barry Sonnenfeld worked on it and then got fired very early on? Like, it was
apparently.
A mess, this production. I'm sorry. It's just
that
almost...
mess is on the screen.
But it's, it's like, what do you want a buddy cop movie to be? This is exactly what a buddy cop movie should feel like.
It's a good pairing.
It's fun. The prison shit with their cellmates. That shit worked for me so much. You have Clint Howard as the one, and then the big black guy, the other one, with the fucking mattress. I'm sorry, it works. It works.
You want to do a little setup about that?
I don't even know how to begin talking about this movie.
They're two super cops.
They're two cops who have really different approaches to crime.
But one works the east side of town, one works the west side of town.
Right.
They don't really work with each other.
East meets west, like in Wild West.
Yeah. But like Tango is like what did they call him? A Beverly Hills Wop?
Yeah.
Like he's like a stockbroker, but a
cop.
cop.
Yeah. With his real glasses apparently.
And Kurt's like a real sloppy, reckless kind of guy. But great opening, by the way.
Oh, in both, it's perfect setting up the characters in both.
It is two good setups.
And then you got that, what's his name with his giant
Robert
jaw?
Zadar.
Yeah. And apparently,
by the way, before the movie even begins, it's that black screen. This was where I was like, are you fucking kidding? Because I haven't seen it in a couple of years. There's a Stallone voiceover and he goes, let's do it. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And then the movie starts.
There's also dude, the whole like reference to Rambo is a pussy.
Yeah,
like that's in the opening scene. That's where I'm like,
who are you, Rambo? Rambo's a pussy.
It's like, ugh, here we go. But I was into it. I mean, it was just so goofy and so ridiculous from the start, from the jump. You know what it's going to be, and it never relents. They're always trying to make jokes throughout it's like every line of dialogue.
It's a goofy movie, and it's not trying to not be goofy.
Exactly.
So I appreciated that. The jokes, every line of dialogue was getting on my nerves.
I was into it. I'm sorry.
None of them are funny.
I disagree.
Oh man.
I think there's so much charm to just how bad they are.
Oh God, you're selling me.
Dude, there was one where
you sent me that clip of Tarantino talking about Mikey and Nicky.
I know.
And I do not agree that it's a good movie.
But he kind of does.
But what did I text you?
Yeah,
I was like, man, he knows how to sell a fucking movie. Because I'm listening to it and I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe it actually was pretty good.
When you went into that video archive store in like the 80s, whenever it was, he was selling some movies. He was a great employee.
He's selling movies,
that
but
movie.
You're selling me now on this movie, which I did not love.
It's just so ridiculous, though. How do you not like?
No,
we're gonna talk about another movie in this.
It's
3.
It's 100% 80s maximalist every trope.
Absolutely.
It's all there.
Absolutely.
That ridiculous car at the end, like monster trucks. Jack Palance chewing the scenery.
When Kurt steps out in drag, I'm like, there better be a male around who makes a flirtatious comment. It better, and it happened. I was like, that was like when I don't watch sports, but when your team scores in the Super Bowl, that's what I felt like. I was so happy. I was just waiting for it. It's like you better deliver.
And what's Terry Hatcher's line? She's mine or something?
Something like that.
Oh man.
And then you got that massage scene where he's coming in and like Stallone's like, she's giving Kurt Russell a massage.
Perfect.
And he's like, oh yeah, but dude, you've never heard massage conversation that's so overtly sexual. Oh yeah, oh really dig it in, stick it right in there.
Get it in there.
It's almost like, how is this even relevant to the massage? Oh, this massage feels great. Suck my cock. And Stallone just said, what? I don't believe this. He is so bad in this movie.
He's a good actor. He's horrible.
He cannot play comedy.
What is he doing in this movie comedy. Though? But like, is he trying to play a tight ass?
I don't know.
His line readings are so weird.
Yeah.
And like, stiff isn't even the word. I think they're clipped. Like he's like.
There's one line exchange where there's so many jokes about whose gun is bigger. I have to respect it, but at one, they have guns, and Kurt goes, why is yours bigger than mine? And he just goes, it's genetics, Pee-wee. Like,
oh, that's right. You get the classic, they both get to prison, and they have to walk into the shower. You get to see them, they're both their asses.
Yeah.
And then it is just cock jokes for 5 minutes. Dude, while they're in the shower.
One after another.
You're right.
At which point you're like, stop looking at each other's dicks. Seriously.
But see, that's what I was saying on a previous episode.
Yeah.
Is that two men being nude with each other, it wasn't immediately gay.
But they make it so gay, the two of them.
But it would be out of the realm of possibility. These are two men.
Water's a little cold here, huh? I guess the temperature is like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, I'm picking up the soap. Like, we're not that close yet. It's like
getting ideas
over and over again.
Really?
And it's just. I'm sorry, it's so fucking entertaining. It's the same thing with like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, where I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's stupid. None of this should work. I'm having fun.
It is fun. I can't deny it. It's like that opening thing with the car chase with Stallone's really good. Then Kurt Russell's initial thing where the Asian guy is trying to kill him. I love how he hits 2 bullets right in the chest immediately. And of course, he's wearing a vest. You got to understand that. And he does reveal it. But he's got the stupid boot gun. Like, I remember he's like hanging on the thing, and all of a sudden there's a bullet coming out of his boot. And I'm like, wait, what?
Again, it's those things you've seen in other movies. It's everything. The plot makes no sense. You know, you got your cops being framed because the criminal heads are tired of dealing with them. They get framed and sent to this.
I love it's like a fantasy prison.
It's like an apocalyptic.
It's just not real,
dude.
Like when they're walking in with their clothes and they're quipping to each other.
They're quipping, and from the ceiling is raining down paper on fire, and like people are shouting. It looks like this hellscape, and it's like that's where I was like, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I like all the stunt work.
It's just like it's such a cheesy. It's a buddy cop movie. This is what, like. You couldn't intentionally set out to make a satirical buddy cop movie that would hit the same beats that this does inadvertently. It's
the peak almost. It really is because it layers on so much of that crap that became like everyone was tired of, at a certain point.
And when as the 80s were coming to an end, this was like.
I was surprised to learn this was the last theatrically released movies of that decade.
What a one to go out on, though.
Absolutely. It really can't be said enough how odd Stallone's performance is in this.
Let me date my sister. I don't. Dude, the scene where it's like he's like, you know what? I don't want you to date my sister because I don't want her to be up at night waiting for
that 2 a.m. call.
The rest of this episode is available exclusively on our Patreon at patreon.com/almostcultclassics.